Hi everybody, Lori here from Unique in the Creek. Again, I'm going to be doing the second kit we released yesterday, and hopefully I'll be able to see comments. I'm just going to wait for a second to see people jumping on. If you can comment that you're here, I'll see if I can read comments. I see a thumbs up. I don't know why it's not letting us see comments. Anyways, okay. I see there is some of you on here. Awesome, I'll get started. Before I get started, though, I wanted to mention my mom asked me to remind everybody that my mom makes wreath attachments, and she is in Canada. She ships all over Canada and the United States. And she does the cutest wreath attachments. So especially for Canadians, if you're looking for a cute wreath attachment. I have a couple here. She just posted some new ones. Her Facebook page is Sandy's Wreath Attachments. Look how cute these are, my friends. Oh my gosh. Me and my mom, we're unstoppable, right, Mom? So she's got a whole bunch of different ones, but these are just a few that I have. So there's the turkey. Look how big it is. It's pretty big. The snowman and gingerbread. Here's her little Rudolph guy. Look at the cute little eyelashes and everything. They're fabulous, Mom. You're doing a great job. So if anybody's looking for some cute wreath attachments, she has all different kinds. Again, that's Sandy's Wreath Attachments. I'm just going to put this over here. So, thanks everybody. I just tried to help my mom out. Anyways, so the wreath attachments are also great for, I don't know if you just watched the fall one I just did. So you could do like a flower type wreath and you put your wreath attachment right in the center. So it's like front. It looks really cute. All right, I guess I can't read comments still, so I'm going to get started anyways. Okay, so this is the Let Us Adore Him wreath attachment or wreath kit. It's a gorgeous kit. Again, I'm keeping it very basic. However, it won't, in the end, it won't look basic, I promise. So you do get this beautiful wood sign. It's navy blue with white and gold, and all the gold is glittery. It's really pretty. And I paired it up. You do get 2 rolls of this. This is a fabric mesh with a matte gold trim. Now, for those of you who are watching right now, I did price this kit wrong. It should be a little more than I did price it, so my bad, but your gain. So, because this mesh is super expensive, like just one roll of this mesh is like $10. So, and it's very hard to come by. So, saying that, you get 2 rolls of this. I've already started mine. So you get 2 rolls of the fabric mesh. You get the ornament sign. You get a large board. You get your pipe cleaners and cable mounts. And you get a zip tie packet with the clippers and clothespins in it. Okay. Again, I am doing this wreath sort of basic because this mesh is absolutely stunning and the sign is absolutely stunning. So I don't want to, pack it full of ribbons and stuff like that where the mesh and the sign will get lost. Okay, so first thing first, we are going to I'm going to cut off this jute string from the sign. And you don't have to remove the stickers because you won't see it. However, I do want to make sure I find the center. So this sign is 12 inches. So 12 inches. So I need to find the 6-inch. So I'm just putting it on my cutting mat. And this is 6-inch. This way. And then that the hole right here is the center of the sign. So I got another ruler. And what I'm doing is just finding the center of the sign so I can put my cable mount. And there we go. Right where it meets right here, that's my center. So you can just use cardboard or whatever, or just guesstimate where your center is. I'm just using one pipe cleaner. I realize this is, well, it's actually not that heavy. But I'm going to put the pipe cleaner through the cable mount. And again, I'm pulling off the rubber sticky thing. So I'm mounting the cable mount right to the wood. Now, you can just use hot glue for this. You don't have to use E6000 or anything because this really sticks well to the wood. However, I do use both all the time just to make sure it doesn't fall off. Okay, so I'm going to put some of this Gorilla Glue, super glue. It's like a gel. I just bought it off Amazon. Or you can use E6000 or DAP or whatever. So I'm going to put some of this on one side, the other side, and in this middle. All right, and then I'm going to come in with some hot glue to automatically make it stick. So we can put it on because the super glue takes about 24 hours to cure. And then I am going to put my cable mount right on my dot there. Okay, so let's put this to the side and let it dry. And it'll be ready to go by the time we are finished. Okay, so for this, and the reason you got 2 rolls of mesh is because even though this is a simple style wreath, there is quite a bit of mesh that we're going to use with it. Row 1, and I am using row 1, and the reason I am using row 1 is because I need to make my wreath base fairly big or large because the sign is fairly large, right? So if I only started on row 2, you wouldn't see so much of this gorgeous mesh. So I am going to be using row 1, and on row 1 you need 16 pieces at 18 inches, okay? This is going to be a big, beautiful, ruffly style wreath with the ornament right dead in the center. It's going to be stunning, I promise. So row 1, 16 pieces of 18 inch. Row 2, 8 pieces of 10 inch. So row 2 is just basically going to be a filler. Row 3, we're going to do 8 pieces at 18 inches again. Row 4, we're going to do 8 pieces at 10 inches. And row 5, we are going to do 4 pieces at 18 inches. Okay, so what you need at 18 inches, you need 28 pieces at 18 inches. And then you need 16 pieces at 10 inches. And that's basically the whole wreath. We're just using the mesh, okay? So again, row 1, we need 16 at 18. Row 2, we're going to do 8 pieces at 10. Row 3, 8 pieces at 18. Row 4, 8 pieces at 10. Row 5, 4 pieces at 18. Now, row 5 is just basically, we're going to put some ruffles in there just to hold the sign up so the sign is completely flat onto our wreath. So again, 18 inches, we need 28 pieces, and 10 inches, we need 16 pieces. So I'm going to use my cutting mat to cut my mesh. You can use, if you don't have a cutting mat, you can maybe tape a fabric ruler to your table and measure out and cut it with scissors. The way we're going to do these ruffles is you're not going to see the cut edge, so there's no reason for wood burning or heat sealing this mesh, okay? It is a fabric mesh. It will fray, and I'm not sure if we have any of this in the shop. It is 10.5 inches, and the number is RY8329N2, all right? So what I'm gonna do is roll out my mesh on my cutting mat. We're gonna line up, make sure the bottom is lined up on the bottom line. And what I'm gonna do is cut my mesh at 18 inches. Now, I found using one of the rectangle boards as a guide to make sure you get a nice cut works really well. Okay, so I got my board on 18 inches and I'm just going to go right up. It's time to change the blade on my rotary cutter. And you can do the same thing if you don't have a rotary cutter or anything. You can do the same thing with scissors. So just cut at 18. And get your scissors. Make sure you have fairly sharp scissors. And just cut it up. Now you won't, if it's not completely 18 inches, it's not a big deal. You won't be able to tell. Okay, so you're going to cut 28 pieces at 18, and then we're going to cut 16 pieces at 10 inches. Okay, the 10-inch ones are, like I said, just fillers. All right, so you're going to cut 10-inch pieces. All right, so that is what we're doing with the mesh. Again, you do not have to do this style wreath that I'm going to show you. If you did get the kit, you can do any style you'd like, but I really think this one's going to be super pretty. Okay, like I said, we are going to be using row 1, so we're not going to preload row 1 because we're going to do it as we go. Row 2, I should have cut these off, sorry. Okay, so row 2, I am going to go, every hole on row 1 is going to get a piece of mesh. Okay, where on row 2, I am just going to go every other. So what you want to do is preload every other closed on row 2. Okay, so you're going to go down. So we're skipping this one. You're going to go down and up, making sure that your flat side of your zip tie is facing between the 2 holes, and do it up till you hear a little zip and it's locked. Okay, so your row 2, you're going to preload every other hole. Row 3, we're just doing the normal hole, the normal set of holes, so there's 8 of them. So we're not doing any shared holes. Okay. Row 4, it's going to be every hole, no shared holes. And row 5, you're just going to load, open, although I do this at the end, but we're going to load open row 5. So you're just going to do the normal holes. There's 4 of them. Down and up on row 5. Row 5 you won't see at all. Row 5 is only going to be kind of a filler to keep our sign lifted. Okay, so row 1 we're going to start with. Row 2 you're going to preload every other. Row 3 is 8 of them. You're going to preload the normal ones. Row 4, preload the normal. And row 5 we're going to keep it open. Alrighty, so that is how we do our board. And I do have the wreath, some of it done already, because again, once you do it, a few of them, it's repetitive, so it's very easy. But look how pretty it is already. Like I said, this is going to be a whole bunch of ruffles. Beautiful, beautiful ruffles, white and gold. And our beautiful sign is just going to sit right on top, just like that. It's going to be really, really pretty. Okay, and you can add, if you wanted to add ribbons, you could. I would add maybe some gold. I would keep it very basic so the sign says it all, right? It's a beautiful sign and I want it, you know, to be seen. Okay, so let's start this wreath. So we are starting on row 1 and it's 18 inches, the piece is on row 1. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna take a zip tie and we're gonna go down the hole, because we are going to be using this hole to the outside of the board, and it's going to make, using row 1 makes your wreath a lot bigger. Okay, so we got that ready to go. With your mesh, we are going to do a large kerfuffle. Okay, and that's why you don't really need to wood burn this mesh, because the cut edges, that's where I cut it with the rotary cutter, are not going to be seen. What you see up here on the ruffles is the factory edge, so you don't see any strings, and this is what I love about this fold. Okay, 18 inches on row 1 because I want to make it nice and full. So we are going to use our 18-inch piece, curl up, all right, with the factory edges on the right and left side of us, facing us. Okay, and what you're going to do is you're going to bring the bottom cut edge approximately to the middle. Now this mesh is easy, it's really easy to match up because you just match up the gold lines. So it squares up really, really, really nice. Okay, so we're making, and then you bring the top down just over the bottom seam there. All right, so we make kind of an envelope type fold. You can use your clothespins to hold your mesh together if it's a problem. That way it stays nice and folded. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to scrunch or pleat right up the middle between these two gold lines. Okay, so you're just going to pinch, and you can see I'm sliding my mesh right up the center, okay? And it makes this kind of bow formation. So I'm going to take these off, and what I'm going to do now is I'm going to flip it over because I don't want to see the cut edge here, just in case it frays. We're going to flip it over, okay? Where you've pinched in the center, you're going to put that pinched area right on top of the board, and you're going to come around that pinched area and do your zip tie up. Now I don't do it completely tight yet because I want to make sure each side is about the same length that I did pinch it in the middle. And like I said, with this mesh, it's very easy to work with because the lines already give you your center, right? But I want to flip, kind of move the mesh so that this is facing the outside. So I'm not putting it straight in like this. I'm kind of bringing it out of to the edge here, like fanning it, and then doing it nice and tight. Okay, so what this does, it gives the appearance of your wreath being larger. And because we were working with a large sign, we need a larger wreath. So what you're going to do now is you can take and cut your zip tie tail off. And we're going to go to the next one. So you can use your clothespin, just pin it out of the way so you can get to the next hole. So we're doing every hole on row 1. Pinch up the middle, just like that, flip it over. I'm going to put the middle right onto my board. And you can do like I did and write on each row to remind you of what mesh goes here. So I got 18, 10, 18, 10, 18. So it's a no-brainer. Okay, make sure they're both the same. They're good. Fan it out towards the outside and then pull it tight. Okay, now for this one, you just pick one of the hanging holes to put your mesh in. And I didn't cut all my mesh. I need 2 more 18. I also was playing around. This is a really pretty petal. This is the Bubba petal. This one works really well too with this mesh. So if you wanted to do more of a flower type wreath to go with this sign, the Bubba petal is a really nice one to use for this. But I think I'm going to really like, and I think you guys are going to really like this just ruffle wreath because it's so pretty. Again, putting the center right on the board. Come around with your zip tie. Make sure they're even. Flip it, fan it outwards, and do it out. And last one on row 1. Squish that in there. Fan it to the outside. Move these on. And pull. And clip it off. So once you got all of row 1 done, and you can do this after you finished all the rows, but we're going to kind of open up the kerfuffle, and it makes gorgeous, you can see this gorgeous ruffles without strings everywhere. So it's going to be beautiful. Okay, so now the next row, we're going to just do 10-inch because it's more of a filler to make it look fuller. However, we're not using as much mesh. And the customer will not know that because it will be so full. So we just got a 10-inch piece and we're going to do exactly the same, just a smaller kerfuffle. So you're going to bring it up, bring this one down. Again, it's still easy because you can line up the metallic lines and pinch right up the middle, flip it. Now this way it's going to be a little bit different because we're going to flip it up like that. And we're going to put our nub, which what I call the bottom of it, in right into the zip tie. And that's why it's good to have your board already preloaded. Just stick it in there. And it's just giving some more ruffles without using as much mesh. Now this, I do know this mesh is 10.5 inches, but we do not need a perfect square for this fold. It's not like a flower petal where you need a perfect square. So I just cut it at 10 inches, again, to save mesh. Where was I? Right over here, duh. So we're doing every other one on row 2. And we are done that one. So you're just doing 8 on row 2. Okay, clip these off. When you're using white mesh, if you don't clip them off right away, it's kind of hard to see the zip tie tails because it does blend in with the mesh. All right, and we'll make sure all our edges of those 10-inch pieces are up, so it gives that big ruffly look. Oh, I think this one's wrong. Yeah, this one's not supposed to be. I was playing around. That's a 10-inch one. All right, so the next row, we're going back to 18 inches again, getting it nice and full. And there's 8. I apologize, I didn't have these all pre-cut. One, we need 8. We need 8 of these. Yeah, I gotta change my blade. Got one in my more room on the, I don't know if you guys have seen these. It's I like to call it a table apron, but it's called more room on the top. You put it, it's a big apron with pockets, and you can put all your tools right where you need them, right below you. It is amazing. These are made and sold by Jackie Blewett from Jackie's Wreaths and things, and I absolutely love mine. So we got 2, 3, 4. So on the replay, I will edit all this because I didn't have my stuff prepared like I normally do. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I need 2 more at 18. Now, if you do want to save some of this mesh because it is beautiful and you could really use, you know, just accents as kerfuffles, you can cut your mesh at like 16 inches to save some. But I wanted to make sure this was like really full. All right, so we're going to do the exact same thing. We're going to make a big kerfuffle. So bringing up the bottom, bringing down the top, scrunching or pleating, just dragging. Now you wouldn't be able to do this on a table with a tablecloth because you'll scrunch up the tablecloth. And this time for the 18-inch, I'm going to flip it upwards like we did the 10-inch. Okay, get it, squish it in there, and I'm going to put this, the nub thing, right into the zip tie. Again, about a fingertip, and pull tight. Now you can use your nippers if you squeeze lightly, it will help you pull a little tighter. Or if you have a zip tie gun, even better. So it's kind of squished here. I'm going to get them all in and then we'll unsquish them. We'll get the ruffle going. Last one on this row. Okay, now I'm going to go around with my nippers and kind of pull and cut. Pull and cut. Alrighty. I'm going to pull them forward so we can see this beautiful ruffle effect. Gorgeous. Isn't that gorgeous? Like, wow. All right, so now on row 4, I'm just doing 10-inch kerfuffles. Again, it's a filler. We're getting to the point where the sign is going to cover most of it, but we still want full ruffle, or a full ruffle effect. And so the sign sits completely flat along the top here. So we're just doing 10-inch. Again, saving mesh. I'm going around, there's 8. if anybody's doing craft shows at church bazaars, this one will be very popular. I do know in the shop, in our shop, uniqueinthecreek.com, we do have other ones very similar to this. We have a star that has the same blue with the gold. I can't remember what it says. There was a star. There's 3 different ones. The ornament, the star, and there was one other. But very, very similar. And we're almost done here. Oh, I need a zip tie there. See how fast I just grabbed that zip tie? Because it's like literally right in front of me on my table. I need 2 more 10-inch. This thing is very full. So 2 10-inch, and then I need 4 18-inch. Now you'll have more mesh than me left over because I was playing around with a bunch of it yesterday. I should have used cheaper stuff to play around with. But yeah, you'll have much more mesh than I have left. But you have definitely have enough with the 2 rolls to do exactly like I'm making. And these ones that I'm doing right now, you won't even see. They're just to fill up the center. Make sure you get your nub is in there so your ruffle doesn't fall out. Alrighty, let's cut these off. Again, you can pull and cut. So as you can see, what I was talking about earlier, the zip ties are really hard to see with the white. Alrighty. Again, move these forward so we don't have, so we get that ruffle effect and they're not stuck with each other. Look how gorgeous. Oh my gosh. I'll turn it to the side so you guys can see. Now we're just going to fill in the middle. Okay, so we're going to go just 4 pieces. 1, 2. Now, if you do want to save mesh, you can skip this step because I'll show you the sign will cover. It does cover, but I have the extra mesh and I don't want it sitting around. So, but you guys may want to save it, and you don't have to do this next step because it's very, very full, right? So I'm just going to put some ruffles in there. And I kept them open. I'm just going to do a normal ruffle. Just curl down straight up the center. going to put the middle right in. Actually, I probably only need to do 2. Yeah, I think I only need to do 2 pieces to fill this center in. It's a beautiful carnation. Put some green leaves on and it'll be carnation. Yeah, we'll just do 2. Because it's pretty full. There we go. So I did opposite, 2 opposite of each other. All right, we have this great big, large, beautiful ruffle wreath. So let's pull them all out. Get it all ruffly. Show that gorgeous mesh. And it is 25 inches. Beautiful size. So when you flip it over, you can take these 2. If I can find it. Oh, it's stuck in there. We'll just take the 2. So I just used these 2 right here for the center. Okay, so now we're gonna flip it over, find our top, which are the 2 holes together, and we used one of the holes for the outside, but that's okay. You're gonna go down and up. So stick your your hand down there so you can guide the zip tie, make a hanger. Just like that. And we are going to go down with the pipe cleaners that we added on the back of our sign right in the middle here. So the top is right here. And then we're going to go down, searching through the ruffles and find that center. There they are. Right there, and I'm just going to go down one pipe cleaner down one hole, and if you lift it up it's much easier obviously so the pipe cleaner is not hitting the table. And the next hole, there we go. I have them grabbed on the back. Okay, we're going to pull it. Now don't pull it too tight. Like I said, the glue is still setting. But pull till you have enough hot glue on there that you can pull till you feel some resistance. And then once you feel resistance, twist it. Okay, and then we're going to put this back down these holes. You're going to put your business card or a sticker for your business on the back. Let's get these ruffles nicely out on row 1. Nothing stuck in. Oh, wow. Wow, wow, wow. Wow. What do you guys think? Simple, but gorgeous. Just some pretty mesh and a pretty sign. I say that all the time. And that's it. That is our wreath. Look how pretty that is. Talk about making a statement. Now, it's kind of off-centered, so I can just turn it a bit. Now, if you don't feel comfortable of just one pipe cleaner, what you can do is you can take your glue gun and pump some hot glue under the sign and then just kind of hold it so it will glue onto the mesh as well. But make sure, when you do that, make sure that your sign is completely centered of where you want it before you add that glue. Because you won't be able to turn it like I'm doing right now once you glue it down. But I'm pretty confident that it's in there really well. And then once the Gorilla super glue dries, I'll be very, very confident. And there we go. Gorgeous, gorgeous wreath. Very simple to make. 2 rolls of beautiful mesh, a really pretty sign, and of course a Unique in the Creek board. Nice and neat back. There you go. I love this one. This has got to be one of my faves. All right, guys, thank you again for joining me. I will have the repeat on YouTube. I will edit it, so it'll be a lot shorter than this. But there you go. Beautiful, beautiful winter to Christmas wreath. Perfect for a gift, obviously. Great for if you're selling at a church bazaar. There you go. Thanks everybody for joining me, and make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel.